Hey, I'm Steve, known as the Cookout Coach around YouTube, also the head cook of the KCBS Backyard team DQ'd Barbecue. I wanted to just take a second, thank some people, and talk about what happened to us during the 2020 competition barbecue season. If you're a competitor like us, you know that 2020 barbecue season was cut short because of one major thing going on in the country. Nevertheless, there was a season, so we had to make the most of everything. I've been competing in KCBS Backyard competitions since 2018. From 2018 to 2019, we'd done okay, but we only ever had one category win, one grand championship, and one reserve grand championship. In late fall of 2019, I started to hear about BBQ Champs Academy and Mike Steele. Serious guys who were world champions, first place category calls of the American Royal, folks that if they talk, you want to listen to them. So I called Mike, sort of described to him what I do, right? I'm a KCBS Backyard cook, and I need to score as high as I can in KCBS chicken and KCBS ribs and KCBS pork sometimes. Well, I'm sure I could have gained a lot from anybody on the BBQ Champs site. Corey Mike's just sort of made the most sense, right? He had a first place chicken call at the American Royal. He had a first place rib call at the American Royal. I took all 4 of Corey's classes, even though I don't cook brisket right now. You know, there's going to be a time come when I do. That, plus a few conversations with Corey himself, a lot of hard work in the off season, and we had just an awesome 2020. So our first competition of the year didn't start until June, and that was the York County Barbecue Festival. We had a first place chicken call, a 5th place rib call, which was only the second ever top 5 rib call I'd ever had. And we were the grand champion of that competition with both the highest cumulative score I'd ever had, as well as the highest category score I'd ever had. Coming out of York, we went to a competition called Smoke in the Grove. It's a great competition. It's a big backyard competition. We ended up taking a 2nd place rib call, and we reserve grand champed it. Funny story about Smoke in the Grove is that felt like a letdown until I looked at the score sheets and realized we'd won all of our tables. After Smoke in the Grove, we went to our first ever backyard KCBS barbecue double. Day 1 at barbecue with us, we finished with 1st place ribs and 4th place chicken. Day 2, our scores were higher than day 1, but we ended up with the 5th place chicken and the 5th place rib. We ended up going out to Indiana for Smoking for Garrett. It was a great competition. We ended up taking a 5th place rib and a 10th place chicken for a 9th place overall. We finished up our KCBS regular season October 30th and 31st at the BBQ Double. Day 1 of the BBQ Double, the nightmare before BBQ, we took a 3rd place chicken, a 2nd place rib, and a 1st place pork. We were grand champion for day 1. Day 2 at BBQ, we took a 7th place chicken, 1st place rib, and a 1st place pork, which gave us the grand championship for day 2, and we swept our first double. Now that was the final competition of the KCBS calendar season, which meant the KCBS Team of the Year race was over, as well as the Pioneers of the Backyard Mid-Atlantic Team of the Year race was over. We finished the Pioneers of the Backyard Team of the Year points race, 1st place overall grand champion. We took the lead in this race at York, our very first competition, and we actually never let it go all year. Now the way the KCBS Team of the Year points race works, they take your top 5 competitions. We were able to get 7 in, so we had a few mulligans. When it was all said and done, we finished with the 9th place Team of the Year call in chicken. We finished 3rd overall in Team of the Year in ribs. To say I was happy with those results would be an understatement. It was absolutely fantastic, especially given the number of contests we could get done. Every single one had to count, and we pretty much made them count. So if you were keeping score, that's right, we went from 1 RGC, 1 GC, and 1 category win in 2 years to in a year where we only got 7 competitions in the regular season. We took 3 grand championships, 2 reserve grand championships, 1 3rd place overall, and 5 1st place category calls. I can honestly say I couldn't have done that without Corey's class from BBQ Champs Academy. That was the catalyst that pushed our barbecue season over the edge into what it turned out to be, and it was absolutely awesome.